was one of India's biggest sex scandal. And a lot of people are not aware about it at all.
6 people were given life sentences by the POCSO court in Ajmer's 1992 gang rape case.
Where nearly 100 teenage girls were sexually abused, laid bare a toxic mix of religious reach and political impunity.
When police themselves are not aware, how do you expect civilians to be aware about such things?
He said, "Why are you still calling me to the court again and again? It has been 30 years. I am now a grandmother. Leave me alone."
Imagine a quiet city, a place where sacred shrines whisper of faith, where a bustling community thrives and where a prestigious girls' school echoes with the sound of laughter. Now imagine that same city hiding one of India's darkest secrets, a nightmare so horrifying. It claimed lives, silenced voices, and shattered trust. This is the story of the Ajmer sex scandal of 1992. And I promise you, by the end of this story, you'll question everything you've ever believed about justice, power, and silence. Hi everyone, welcome to Paradox Route, where we uncover the shocking mysteries and untold stories that challenge everything you know. Today's story isn't just a chapter from the past, it's a chilling reminder of the evils that can thrive in plain sight. It's dark, it's disturbing, and it's a story that needs to be told. Ajmer, a popular city in India, city revered for its spirituality. Home to the Ajmer Sharif Dargah, a place of hope and prayer, but in the shadows of its holy shrines lay a sinister reality. Our story begins at Sophia Secondary School, a well-reputed institution drawing girls from all walks of life. For these students, it was supposed to be a place of dreams of bright futures. But instead, it became a web of manipulation, fear, and exploitation. It all began innocently, or so it seemed. In 1991, a young girl in the 8th grade met Farooq Chishti. He was much older, waiting just outside her school gates. What started as friendly conversations quickly became something she thought was love. Trust was built, a fragile, fleeting trust. But it was all a facade. One day, Farooq invited her to a farmhouse. A simple outing, he said, harmless. Trusting him, she went, unaware that her life was about to change forever. That day, Farooq showed his true colors. After gaining her trust, he coerced her into a physical relationship. He took compromising photos, proof of her betrayal, or so she thought. But this wasn't just a cruel act of betrayal. It was the start of a calculated, monstrous plan. Farooq used those photos to blackmail her. His demand? Bring another girl to him. Terrified, trapped, she complied. She had no choice. And so the horrifying chain began. Farooq wasn't alone. His accomplices, Nafis Chishti and Anwar Chishti, joined him, turning Sophia School into their hunting ground. One girl was forced to bring another, and then another. Over 250 girls were blackmailed, exploited, and silenced. Each one of them trapped in a cycle of fear and shame. Back then, societal judgment was often harsher than the crime itself. Fear of humiliation kept the girls quiet. Fear of bringing shame to their families made them endure the unbearable. But some couldn't cope. The trauma was too much. Many girls ended their own lives. Parents mourned their daughters, unaware of the true cause. Silent grief, masking a dark, unspeakable truth. And yet, the truth did come out. A photographer developing negative stumbled upon these horrifying images. And instead of reporting the crime, he shared them. The photos spread like wildfire, adding to the girls' humiliation. Eventually, these images reached the families, and the shocking reality was laid bare. But here's where the story takes a turn. Despite the fear, despite the pressure, one man, Madan Singh, a journalist from the Navjoti newspaper, decided to expose the truth. He published the photos, and he shook the nation to its very core. But bravery comes at a cost. Madan Singh became a target. He was shot, but he survived. And just days later, while recovering in the hospital, under police protection, he was assassinated. Man who dared to fight for justice paid the ultimate price, and yet even his sacrifice wasn't enough. In 1998, after years of trials, a few perpetrators were given life imprisonment. But the mastermind, Farooq Chishti, declared mentally unfit. He evaded justice, shielded by political power. By 2013, he was out on bail. walking the same streets where his crimes had shattered lives. Over 250 girls lost their innocence, their peace, and in some cases, their lives. Families were broken. Trust in the justice system destroyed. This isn't just a scandal. It's a mirror, a reflection of the cracks in our society, where power and privilege silence the cries for justice, where shame falls on the victims and monsters walk free. Stories like this aren't easy to hear, but they need to be told. Not to shock or sensationalize, but to remind us to stay vigilant, to support survivors, and to demand a better system. Monsters walk among us, often wearing the masks of charm, of power, of trust. Let this story be a warning and a call to action. If you found this story meaningful, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to Paradox Root for more stories that challenge, shock, and uncover the unbelievable. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.